4th of July.
How to uncancel yourself after going viral for QAnon.
This was the height of all of the panic and hysteria.
And then after that, damn, Themasius, you got fucking great lineup. After this, we're gonna start moving into the Super Bowl stuff.
Surrounding the lockdowns.
I've been looking forward to this shit all my fucking life.
I ended up at the Target store that day. I'd heard on the radio on the way over, there's no barbecues, there's no parties, there's no fun, there's no nothing. And I just saw the mask display.
Target? I'm not playing.
Dude, I love when working class individuals who are barely making ends meet demonstrate their political positions like this. It's the most working class thing you can do as a working class person, which is what this person definitely is.
And
there's nothing more working class than harassing fucking minimum wage workers. Super working class, mega working class behavior.
I lost it.
This shit's over, this shit's over, this shit's over, this shit's over.
I guess the point I was trying to make was that I was not feeling seen, I was not feeling heard. I felt like my freedoms and everything that I had worked for was being taken away from me, and I couldn't stop it.
This shit's fucking over.
The stuff that I was saying, you know, was just intelligible. Like, it didn't even make sense.
Does everybody else do it? Why I can't do it? Because I'm a blonde white woman? Fucking wearing a fucking $40,000 fucking Rolex? I don't have the fucking right to fuck shit up?
The rest, I guess, was history. 15 million views later, now I'm famous.
She loves it. No repercussions for this kind of behavior. And she fucking absolutely loves it, dude. It's absolutely just no repercussions for this behavior whatsoever. And you know, it's great. She's banking on it. It's like that fucking girl who beat the shit out of the 14-year-old black kid. What was her name? The one that went on Gail's show and was like, ah, you stop it, sweaty. I'm the real victim here.
I first heard about the pandemic quite a few weeks before most people. It was January 27th. I was on my way home from opening Nobu here in Scottsdale. Probably the best night of my life, biggest night of my career. My brother called me up, I'll never forget. He said, hey, there's a situation down here in China and it's coming to the US and it's very scary. I just started Googling stuff online, pandemic hoax, COVID hoax, you know, and at the same time, people started to send links. So I just started clicking on everything. And you start watching like a video on YouTube, for example.
I did my own research.
You know, it goes into the next one and it goes into the next one. It really all begins with that one click. Really what QAnon is, it's an apocalyptic cult that preys upon your deepest, darkest fears and leads you to believe and convinces you that the worst outcomes for humanity are imminent. I have always been very natural health oriented, very wellness oriented, very into spirituality, you know, very into, you know, Ayurvedic healing. A lot of the ways that the QAnon information got disseminated, especially to women, I feel like, is through those channels. So, you know, you'd click on a video about food.
I need to make an important point here, an important announcement. I kind of teased this already. I was going to tweet it out, but I don't know if I should anymore. But you guys know that I am fascinated with crystal ladies, like with crystal girls. And I've talked about this before, but like the yoga, self-help, crystal side of the internet totally fucking went anti-vaxxer if they weren't already. And also went like QAnon conspiracy route. So many of those crystal mommies turned into QA moms, right? We've talked about this before. I also have an additional announcement on that. I think that crystal girls are now plant girls. The ones that didn't go the QAnon route during the pandemic started taking care of plants. Like so many alt and so many like crystal mommies have turned into plant mommies. Or both at the same time. The new hot girl shit is not crystal girls anymore, it's plant girls.
Foods to eat, you know, to keep yourself healthy and boost your immunity in the pandemic. And it would end up being something about how deadly vaccines are. The content would really shift quickly, but once you click on it, you know, the next 10 videos would be about how there is an imminent genocide being purported by the New World Order under the guise of a health crisis. I really aligned with the spiritual stuff, with the we are on the dawn of the age of Aquarius. You know, we're on the precipice of a big change in humanity, this great reset.
Everyone always made fun of me. They said, Hasan, why are you such a coomer? Why do you know these things about crystal girls and like, you know, horoscope Twitter and shit like that? Well, guess what, dude? Guess what? I was fucking right. This is why I was able to call this shit out ahead of time before other people were talking about fucking how the crystal mommies that turn into anti-vaxxers, okay? And COVID deniers. So my coomerism actually helped me get ahead of the curve.
The world is going to change in a really positive way. We, at some point along the line, are going to be aided by benevolent spirits and aliens, basically. And I could prove it, you know, and I was showing that in my stories. I realize now, for people looking at it and like not knowing like what was going on in my head, it probably looked really bizarre. I've been in corporate PR for my entire career, and for once, I really...
Wait, fake news of Iraq's possessing weapons of mass destruction led to the U.S. invasion of Iraq? Yeah, but that's... See, this is what fucking pisses me off. Like, that's real. That's not fucking fake. That's a thing that is real. That like the American government and mainstream media lied about fucking Iraq possessing weapons of mass destruction so we could invade Iraq. That's not fake news. That is entirely different than the pandemic shit. Ah! It wasn't the news, it was the Defense Department? Yeah, right, it wasn't the fucking news yet. Tell that to the New York Times, motherfucker. That's not true at all.
I've been in corporate PR for my entire career, and for once, I really felt like I was storytelling something, you know, interesting and creative that I wasn't like being tamped down. I was on QAnon like it was my job. I mean, I'm a busy type A person, and all of a sudden I had nothing to do with myself. You know, people are like, well, why didn't you just go work out? Or why didn't you go, you know, learn a new hobby or learn a new language and stuff? And it's like, well, I was petrified of the pandemic and everything and all of these like crazy ideas about this genocide that was before us. How could I possibly get on the Peloton when, you know, I have Nazis to fight? Seriously, that's how I felt. I think this is better. What would it have been like for you 6 months ago watching Joe Biden be inaugurated? Would you have perhaps even traveled to Washington to demonstrate if you were still in the QAnon world? When you go down that rabbit hole and you're stuck in the QAnon echo chamber, all you can think about is the worst possible outcomes for this country and ultimately for humanity.
You're laughing. You're laughing. You disgust me, chat. She's over here talking about how she couldn't ride her Peloton, and you're laughing. How dare you? Do you know how hard it is when you can't get on your Peloton and instead you defeat the Nazis by going to the mask section at a Target and breaking it apart? It's funny to you, huh? It's funny, right? Yeah. Yeah, you disgust me.
And getting out of that, you know, all I can see is...
I bet you would laugh if you heard that she also couldn't even enjoy her gold-flaked matcha tea anymore. She still consumed it, but she couldn't enjoy it like she once did, knowing that there are Nazis out there at Target. Yeah. Yeah, that's real funny, dude.
Is
yeah.
A positive future, you know, no matter who is in office. My interest and involvement in QAnon really put a strain on my marriage quickly. It was all I could think about. It was all I could talk about. My
You know what a
husband,
Peloton is? Yeah, it's like that fucking insanely expensive stationary bike that like super rich people have in their apartments, right? And you basically get into a class with other people and you're like biking in a class, in like a class bike. And there's like a monthly subscription too. I think it's like, it's a bike cult. Yeah, it's like a bike cult for rich people. It's a cult bicycle, LMAO. Oh, it's $40. Bro, it's $40 per month, or is it $12 per month? It's a stationary bike with a Zoom call. Yeah. Super rich people. I know a couple of less than super rich people who do it. Okay, it's like it's for people that have a fuckload of money to spend on a bike that they're never gonna fucking use. Okay, and I say this as someone who has like a gym membership to Equinox. It's $40, and it's $40 a month, and the original like price of the bike is fucking crazy. Yeah, the bike is like the bike's like 1,000 plus. It's like 1,200 or like $2,000 or some shit like that. No, it's not 10K. You're lying.
sat me down and he was like, I feel like we're losing you. This is scary. I need you to snap out of it. You know, this is nuts. I wasn't having any of it because one of the things that, you know, the cult does and why QAnon acts like a cult, operates like a cult, it convinces you to not trust any of the people.
Did your fucking chair cost that much? I think it was less. My chair was expensive, but I think it was less than that. You guys should remember I did it on stream, I think. I think my chair was like $1,500 or something.
You would trust, especially if they come to you and tell you that what you're doing is wrong.
You don't have clearance. You don't have clearance.
Okay.
You don't.
You're a spokesperson,
Yeah.
correct?
For the
Oh, this is the lady?
Okay.
Oh!
Call Donald Trump and ask him if you don't believe me.
Do you have his phone number?
Do I have his phone number? I'm on the phone with him all the time. I'm fucking wired.
I lost touch with reality.
Oh
and
yeah, she was. Oh my god, we had defenders of her in the chat. I remember because I was making fun of her, and someone was like, "She's clearly having a manic episode. Like you're being ableist." You guys remember that? Yeah, you know what she was having? An affluenza episode, dude. Okay, that's what it is. Yeah, there were people in the chat fucking yelling at me because I was making fun of her, and she was like, "This is so ableist." LMAO got the same shirt for $250. Yeah, you can get secondhand Herman Millers for very affordable prices in comparison to how expensive this was. It's one of the most expensive things I own is the chair and the desk, but it's expensive because I spend 12 hours a day on it. It's like getting a fucking PC that is expensive. I have an uplift desk. My chair and my desk are more expensive than my car. How much for that chain? This chain? Like fucking $1? I don't know. Is the Herman Miller a huge difference? It's pretty good. My neck is a problem only because of the way I sit, and it's always gonna be fucking bad no matter what. You recommend that chair? It's good. It's a good chair. It's a little weird to a little weird to adjust to it. The bike is only $1,900. How is that expensive? Dog, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking insane, dude? $1,900 for a stationary bike? It's like you can get a decent stationary bike for like $200, brother. And then also on top of that, it's like $40 a month too. It's not even a bike that you can get utility out of it. Like you can't fucking you can't bike around and like do Postmates to pay off the bike. It is a stationary bike. I no longer have lower back pain though, and I think it's probably the chair is good. I don't recommend it for everybody, obviously, because it's so fucking expensive. You can find secondhand versions of it. I mean, you can find the same thing at like half the price or way cheaper than that. Any GTRP later? Yes. Yeah, but you only sit on that chair 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. Yeah, if I didn't have back problems, I would never get something so expensive. And if I didn't also spend fucking 12 hours a day on this right here, I wouldn't do it.
Understanding of what that means. I could not comprehend what was happening. There was just something so delicious for people to observe somebody having a mental health breakdown, and it's really sad.
Amanda, you spin around and just put your phone down.
What?
Okay? You put your phone down.
Oh my God.
I'm not in the mental health profession, but I can tell you, if you sit down with a doctor and start telling them there are reptilians in the government, they are going to hospitalize you. And that's exactly what happened to me. When I walked into this mental health evaluation facility, and it was full of drug addicts and homeless people, it was such a far cry from, you know, where I had come from. That was a wake-up call. It wasn't until, you know, I had actually left the hospitalization.
Thank God she like actually saw a poor person for the first time, or she was like treated like a poor person for the first time, and that was an immediate wake-up call for her, which is precisely why like she also gets to have this Vice interview as well, because she's a rich person. She's from the appropriate caste, okay? She's not an untouchable. So when you're from a higher caste and you get lowered to that position, then all of a sudden, like, that's news, you know? A dog biting a man is not news, but a man biting a dog is. And this is that. Because this isn't supposed to happen under capitalism, but it did.
And, you know, realized I had been canceled. My husband actually filed for divorce. It like occurred to me that something is very wrong, you know, with my health. That's, you know, really when I had a soul searching moment, and I was like, I need help for this. I can't do this on my own. I want to do it on my own, but I can't do it on my own. If I could tell you the level of hateful communication that I would get every single day on my phone for months, kill yourself, I hope you die, here are instructions on how to kill yourself, I put a spell on your 2 little dogs and they're gonna die tonight. I didn't want to exist.
Why is that a threat, dude? That's the funniest fucking death threat I've ever heard. Wait, so does she still believe in like curses and stuff, I wonder? Like, how does that work? That's kind of weird.
I mean, let alone go to the grocery store or get my nails done. And I got a phone call about a month and a half later while I was still like in the
fucking
program. A very well-known, you know, prominent real estate developer.
I've been ex-prof.
Hey,
I gotta pee
Melissa,
again. Holy shit.
I'm gonna be in town next week and I want you on the team. And I was like, are you kidding? Like, have you been living under a rock for the last 8 weeks? Like, nobody wants to work with me. Haven't you heard? Like, I'm done. I'm canceled. And he's like, oh yeah, I've heard, I've seen it. I don't care. I got off the phone and I was like, oh my God, he's right. I didn't want to live in a hole, you know? I didn't want to live in a hole, but I didn't know what to do. And I wanted to keep going. And I wanted to empower other people and show other people how I did it, because it was not easy. And it's not something that anybody else can do for you. I had to do it myself. I had to uncancel myself. It's the perfect brand for me because I am really the first person to own crazy. I have a book deal, which will be multiple books. I know it will be a bestseller. I have a television series that's like a reality show style thing. I sold film rights to my life to a big studio in Hollywood. So, I mean, I guess my life is really just beginning.
Why do you deserve a second chance?
I deserve a second chance because I'm a good person. And I believe, everybody deserves a second chance if they are indeed good people and they do the necessary work to better themselves if they've screwed up. People have such varied opinions about me. It really hurts my feelings when people say that I'm this, entitled.
Dude, nothing is as powerful for conservatives like a dose of fucking experiencing just a crumb of what normal people go through every fucking day. Just a sliver. Like, she literally is like, I saw a poor person. I got a new job as a consequence of like going viral, and I was super canceled. It's like, dude, that's the opposite of cancellation, okay? Like, she's not even fucking talking about the bad parts. Like, oh my fucking Lord, dude.
Why do you deserve a second chance?
To my life to a big studio in Hollywood. So, I mean, I guess my life is really just beginning.
Why do you deserve a second chance?
Like, oh, dude, I hate this world. Seriously, fuck this world, dude. It's just, seeing shit like this makes me so mad. I'm sorry. Like, not even a fucking crumb, not even a sliver of justice. There is no divine justice. You see shit like this, and you are reminded that it's just like, that doesn't happen. Okay, that only happens in the fucking movies, which are made by people like her, and are made by people made for people like her, and also are apparently about people like her. So it's great. Fucking great.
I deserve a second chance because I'm a good person, and I believe, everybody deserves a second chance if they are indeed good people and they do the necessary work to better themselves if they've screwed up. People have such varied opinions about me.
Unless you're a poor person, in which case, then, God has kind of given you the only chance you had, and you probably did something bad in your past life or something. I don't know. I'm a very spiritual person, and now I believe that, you are probably going to be a snail in the next life or something. Because honestly, you're a bad person if you're poor. Sorry. It's just kind of the real thing. It's hard. But I'm thankful that you're poor because it taught me not to be poor. When I saw you at the drug clinic, it's very important for me to understand that.
It really hurts my feelings when people say that I'm this, entitled, spoiled person. They took one look at what happened.
Doing the accent of the women you date.
Anything about who I was before. They see what I look like.
Oh, you gotta fucking hurt me, dude.
They see the Rolex or whatever, and they make a judgment. I think I'm very easy to hate.
They see my Rolex and they make a judgment. First of all, you wear the Rolex literally for that judgment, okay? Nobody wears a Rolex to be like, I'm actually being really modest right now and humble. No, the entire purpose of a Rolex is a fucking flex, dipshit. Okay, that's one. And two, you just don't like that people aren't responding to your fucking flex in the way that you want them to, which is, positivity. Like, oh my God, you have a Rolex. Well, let me roll the red carpet over. You can just, you can come in here and destroy this Target. That's precisely why she even mentioned the Rolex herself while she was ripping the fucking mask off the shelves at the Target. Okay? That's it. People judge me because I have so much power and wealth. I hate it. I hate it. You don't fucking wear the Rolex, idiot. Do you need to wear fucking Christian Dior pearl necklaces? No. Dumbass. This video is
At
so
first
bad.
glance, I guess.
I can't take this Rolex off. It's glued to my arm. Why are you making fun of me? This was such a dog shit fucking video. Oh my God. Wearing a Rolex to signal that you can't be held accountable for your actions? Yeah. Good video by Vice. Very cool.